John Sewell with Engearment.com. Got a quick video on the Rode Wireless Pro System microphones, what I'm using right now, versus the regular Rode Wireless Go 2, which we have 5 setups and we use them all the time, so you have a lot of experience. And of course, you're going to want to know how it does against the DJI, which is the microphones we've been using for the last 500 videos you've seen on this channel when we're outside. So we've got extensive experience with them, but I can save you probably 5 or 10 minutes on this video and just tell you that the Rode Wireless Pro is the best for so many reasons. And you can just stop watching this video, and if you're going to purchase a microphone, this will be the one to get. See you later. Okay, if you want to stick around, I will tell you all the reasons why I think this is the best system, give you audio proof, and show you how I use it in the real world with minimal adjustments. I'm not going to get into nitty-gritty details other people are. They are much better at that than I am. I'm just a dirtbag who records stuff on a daily basis that you sometimes watch, and I need my audio to work every time. I don't want it to crap out. I want it to be as easy to use as possible and just be convenient. In that case, the Rode Wireless Pro wins again. So in this video, let's get into the comparison between the DJI, the number 2, and of course the Pro. Let's go. First off, you're listening to the Rode Wireless Pro system, and I simply, you're gonna love this. Put it on auto. I plugged in the microphone, then the transmitter, then the other microphone into my iPhone with the provided cable. At an update, I update it with no cell service. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, no cell service. It updated within a minute of the screenshot below of that. And then all the features I was hoping to have unlocked. It's amazing. When I said earlier that the Rode Wireless Pro system is the best value, I mean it. It's the most expensive of the 3 I'm going to show you. So you're thinking, how can a $400 microphone compared to a $350 compared to a $300 set of microphone be a better value? Well, I'll show you. So the Rode Wireless Pro comes with these 2 nice organizing kits, and in this kit right here is going to be all the cables and 2 pro level microphones. So in the case, you're going to have USB-C to USB-C for a lot of you out there with smartphones, and I guess iPhones moving forward. But until then, we have the Lightning to USB-C, and that is a cable that previously would have cost about $25 to purchase from Rode. I know, because I purchased 2 of them. I went to go make a video on it, and then I realized that these just come with it, so it'd be a moot point to make that video. And then underneath here, we're going to have some cool colored devices so you can keep your lavaliers colored, and then you know which one's going to wear. And then a nice little microfiber cloth to clean up stuff. And then you get 2 Dead Cats wind muffs for each of the lavaliers, and the lavaliers are screw-on, so they screw on to the Rode Wireless Pro microphone system, and that way you don't unplug them when you're doing activities. So in the case, the reason I purchased these is because I'm working with Pavel and Fabio and Hector here in a month and a half, and I'm working with Derek Toshner this weekend, all from Strong First, as they demonstrate exercises, ballistic exercises, swings and snatches and jumps and aggressive quick movements. And my concern is with a lavalier plugged into the DJI or the current Rode 2, if they move too quickly, it can unplug, and then in the middle of demonstration in front of 300 people, we lose audio, and that's not good for anybody. So this solves that problem. Also, the lavalier microphones are better quality than there's not a DJI one. They're better quality than the Lark ones I've tested, probably 8 sets in the last year. We test a lot of wireless microphones, in case you haven't realized. For some reason, they keep sending us, I have 2 more sets of microphones to test from companies I've never even heard of that are good. They're really good microphones for the money, but the Pro, I'm just jumping right to the Pro. I paid for these, and the other ones were sent to me to test. And so I should be motivated to get that done, right? No, I paid $400 of my own money for these, and I'm gonna probably go buy a second set because I'm so impressed. That's just how good they are. Now let's talk about the microphone. So it's right here. There's 2 things that they did to make it better than the Wireless Go 2. One, they now have the magnet, so you have a built-in magnet right here, so I can easily do that cool feature that you can do with the DJI, which is place it other places, and then you just have a little black magnet showing. And it's not too terribly branded, just a nice little magnet. Right now I have it clipped. You can do the clip or the magnet. The dead cat does attach, just like it did the Wireless 2 or the DJI. It stays in place. You can shake it around and it won't fall off. That is a requirement for dead cats, at least for what I'm doing. I'm running around testing outdoor gear and backcountry stuff, and I'm running around and that dead cat falls off. It's going to sound horrible. So we already had the lavalier microphone is a huge plus. It's $100 per microphone. You have 2 of them. So right there, it just dropped the price of microphones to $200. You get the USB and you get the iPhone Lightning cable. That's another $50 right there. So now we're down to $150 for a set of microphones. Then you get a case. There was no case before. You saw what I usually got, a pocket full of microphones. This is my case for my Rode Wireless Go 2. And again, I have 5 of these. And in this case, it's a Ziploc bag, as you can see. I have my dead cats, I have my microphones, I have my cleaning cloth, and an adapter, I think, for an iPhone. So if I were to lend this to a rider and they have an iPhone, they can go use it. But yeah, that's not a very attractive nor durable case, but that's been the case for the case the last couple of years. And I've lived with it, it's been fine. The DJI case is a little bit better. Well, no, it's a lot better, let's be honest. It's hard, it looks nice. You get the microphones right there, they charge. What I don't like about this case is you can't leave the windscreens on the microphones. You can't do it and close the case. That's super frustrating. So I go through a lot of microphone dead cats. I've got dozens of them. So that was my big gripe with that. Other than that, it's a pretty good case. It stores the adapters. Instead of cables, they're adapters that slide onto the body of the microphone, which I also had mixed feelings about. And also the adapter goes to a cold shoe. I've definitely had that break before and had to replace it. So I like the way the Rode works, the Rode 2, how it works, but has no case. You have to get all the adapters. The DJI comes with adapters and a case, but none of them come close to the case I'm about to show you. It is a charging case, so there's a USB-C, so this will charge all 3 devices right there, and you can store it with the dead cat on. Just alleviating the entire problem of losing the dead cats, alleviating the entire problem of charging the microphones, alleviating the whole problem of syncing them up. You simply put them in here and they charge, the dead cat's on there, and you're good to go. So in theory, if you're just using a DSLR wireless or camera like I'm doing right now, you can just utilize your this case, charge up the microphone and receiver, and use your cable on the side of the microphone, and you're good to go. So right there, accessories, price point, value, sound, the Rode Wireless Pro wins. You don't have to watch the rest of the video, but if you want to, I will compare it to the Rode Wireless Go 2, as well as the DJI microphones. And again, how I have it set up, usually I would go into the DJI and put it to 0, the DJI and put it to 0, and with the Rode Wireless Go 2s, I set it to -12. On this guy, I'd turn it on and put on the auto. There's a dynamic, which I've not used yet. There's an auto, and then of course you can manually adjust it down to -24, -30 decibels. I probably would put it -12, but again, I just want to see if auto, and it has gain assist. So I haven't clipped yet. My fantasy was though that it would have 32-bit float built into the microphone, so when you record into your camera, it would have 32-bit float. Not the case, sorry guys. If you record internally into the microphone, which you can do, easily do it. You just push record and then you can download the files off the microphone. That will record in 32-bit float, keeping you from potentially blowing the interview or the video shoot. But like I've mentioned in 20 different microphone video reviews, I don't use that function. I simply bake the audio into the video. So without further ado, we're going to go into the Rode Wireless Go 2, then the DJI, and then back to the Rode for final comparison. All right, now we have the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone right here, as you can tell. I'm going to place it about the same place. Boom. Okay, and it's set to -12 decibels, which is where I usually keep it for my A7R5 or A7 IV or whatever Sony A cameras I'm using. I usually keep it at -12, and then the microphone volume, like 17, 18 on the microphone going in, just so you know what I'm working with. And again, I'm not going to edit the audio. I know a lot of people in their videos will edit audio, and I do when I'm doing reviews, but I'm not going to edit, and I never do when I'm doing microphone reviews. How does the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone sound compared to the Rode Wireless Pro microphone? Again, I have found it to be excellent sound. I use it in the studio almost every time. The main reason I use a DJI when I'm running and gunning is because it has a magnetic attachment point, so I can put it a little bit lower, put the windscreen on, and then I can have it lower right here. And when I shoot the videos in the wind, very oftentimes, it's done a really good job keeping the wind sounded down. All right, I've given you a minute of the Rode Wireless Go 2 audio. It is about the same levels as possible going into the Sony a7R5 camera, the same amount of wind and background noise. So we will now switch to the DJI at the levels that I set it at for this camera and see how that sound compares to these two microphones. Stay tuned. Now we have the DJI microphone right here. You can tell I'm using that microphone. The level actually is at +3. I thought I'd keep it at 0, but I guess I keep this one at +3. So here is the DJI microphone. Obviously I have no windscreen on this one, so it might sound a little more clear. Probably not that big a difference, but there's no wind at the moment, so it shouldn't be clipping in any kind of way. It's actually a very gorgeous day, and the leaves are starting to turn colors here in Colorado. The bushes right there turning colors nicely. It's a very pleasant time. I feel like about a year or two ago I did this exact test, and it was mostly just for myself and the riders of Engearment, but people seem to really enjoy the comparison between the Hollyland, the DJI, and the Rode Wireless Go, and everybody had their own opinions, so that was kind of fun. So now I'm going to give you a minute of talking with the DJI. I'm going to transfer back to the original Wireless Pro, and we can get our final thoughts. Okay, we're back on the Rode Wireless Pro microphone system, set to auto, going into the Sony a7R5. The same volume we had for the DJI, same volume we had for the Rode Wireless 2. So, some final thoughts after using the Rode Pro system. I'm just going to go buy a second set, maybe even a third set. It's that good. I'm going to replace my microphones with this for the following reasons. One, I can leave the dead cat on the microphone at all times and charge it securely in a case. That's a huge win for me. I use the dead cat all the time. As you saw, I lost the DJI dead cat because I can't keep it stored in the case. And I can't keep, well, I do keep buying them off Amazon, and I just have tons of DJI dead cats all over my studio. The Rode, they actually sent me 3, or they send everybody 3 of these in case you lose one. There's 2 microphones, they send you 3 dead cats in case you lose it. It's a secure connection. Unlike the DJI where it kind of goes in there and it has 4 contacts, this just goes right into the USB-C slot and just starts charging. It's secure, it's in there. It's a robust case. It will charge up the microphones X amount of times. I don't know, I never rely on that. I just charge them before every gig. The other case contains all the stuff that I wish the DJI case could contain, namely the lavaliers. There's no lavaliers with the DJI. The cables, they're attachments on the DJI, jankety attachments in my opinion. Dead cats, the organizing adapters, and dead cats for the lavaliers and the lavaliers. So this case right here is $250 worth of gear, almost the price of the microphones. So the value proposition there is for $400, you're getting the best microphones and all the accessories, a charging case that will hold the dead cat, and then my last and final mic drop in favor of the Rode Pro is after you get it updated, which again takes 1 minute, when you turn your camera off, at least my Sony camera, if I turn it off, the microphone turns off. Yep. So that right there is going to save my bacon. I can't tell you how many times. I'd say at least 10% of the time I'll forget to turn the microphone off, and then you show up to the gig, and if you're like me, you've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th set of microphones. But if you're not like that, then you're SOL. That turning off and turning back on is such a handy feature. I'm sure there's more features that I have not even scratched the surface on. I haven't touched the 32-bit float. I haven't touched the internal recording. I haven't touched the battery life. I expect it to be about 5 hours. That's why I need 5 hours so I can get to a lunch break and swap out to a second set of microphones when I'm doing a 10-hour seminar. If I can get to 5, that's what I need. So far, all the microphones haven't been able to do that. The screw-on for the lavaliers and the better quality lavaliers, when I go do my production this weekend, I'll let you know how that sound gut does. But just out the gate, want to compare sound to sound to sound, accessories to accessories to accessories, and function to function to function. Hopefully this comparison was helpful. If it was, thumbs up appreciated. Later in the road, I'll do a deeper dive for you guys, but this is what I think, this is what I've experienced, and I Rode Pro all the way. Sean Sewell, owner and director of Stoke for Engearment.com. Questions and comments put below. Want some more content on gear, and I know you do, consider subscribing to our Engearment YouTube channel. Link is right there. Until next time, take care.